what's the next step on that, on challenging your emetophobia?
I really want to read his book because I loved the way that he um, said, and you too, do the next smallest thing and start where you're at. And his example of a woman sitting and taking one bite of food and then going to sit in her car, and at this point she's at the point where she can have a whole meal and drive around in her neighborhood. So I want to do those little things. Like I want to practice making vomiting noises and spitting into the sink and then trying to spit something other than water, maybe a little bit more viscous, and just kind of like climb that ladder with tiny baby steps. So you definitely like want to read his book and like have a plan for that. But I'm
Yeah.
way too scared to do one to I'm way too scared to like go have somebody drive me around the mountains with no Dramamine. Like that's a step that I'm not ready to take.
I was just thinking that that might be something where if there's a difference between an avoidance and a preference. So if you could tolerate the feelings that you're having, but you would prefer not to, that would be an that would be an experience where you could hang on to Dramamine. But at some point, you might want to try the exposure of getting nauseous on purpose in a car without Dramamine, and then practice tolerating it so you don't resist against it. And then if you know you can tolerate it, it would be okay as a
Mm,
wait, it's as comfort, but it's like the difference between you can't live without it and then you fear
mm.
it and you worry about it versus like you just prefer to um, not suffer in that way.
No, I get that. That's great to hear. That's some good news. Yeah, so he in talking about his just his work with his patients, I got so much hope because he said something like, and then they eventually just stopped fearing it. And I was like, really? I could be free of this?
Yes.
um, but I also have like the my son might die thing. So for me, I think it's going to be a little bit of a challenge to like tackle both of these things at the same time or pick one and do it first, or I don't really know. Maybe it just pure emetophobia first, and or
Yeah,
maybe
often
both.
when you're deciding when you have more than one fear and you're deciding which to challenge first, you can either do what gives you more motivation or what causes you more distress. So, and then you want to start with the smallest next step. So if it gets, or like the one that gets in the way more can be the place that you start just because you'll get that functional relief faster, or the thing that is you feel like most motivated to do because what you're trying to do is completely switch your relationship with uncertainty. You're not just trying to get over whatever is maintaining whatever you're afraid of. You're also trying to shift the way your mind thinks about uncertainty. So whatever's going to make you the most willing is where you want to start and keep going so that you then build willingness towards other areas of your life where you're also afraid.
Okay. Okay.
What seems to be causing you more distress?
Um, oh, it's so hard to tell. I mean, I'm literally like last night laying in bed just feeling fear all night long and imagining he was crying. I'm literally all day distressed that he will throw up and I will throw up. And then the I will throw up thing is just I'm terrified of throwing up. The he will throw up thing is I'm terrified he'll be contagious and I'll get it, but also that I will make the wrong decision and not do what's right for him, and then he will die or something, die of dehydration. So it's entwined.
So what are the safety behaviors that maintain the uncertainty about him getting sick?
Well, I every morning don't want to take him to school because I think that that's where he's going to catch a stomach bug and bring it home. And but I can't do that safety behavior, and I don't keep him home from school. Um,
Do you resist? So that would be behavioral avoidance if you kept him home from school. But
mhm.
there's also emotional avoidance, there's somatic avoidance, there's cognitive avoidance. So are there other things that you're doing in your mind or towards your body that um, where you're like resisting the uncertainty that he might bring this stomach bug home?
I am drinking more than I used to. Um, yeah, that's the only thing I can think of at the moment, aside from not leaving the house without Dramamine. I have kids Dramamine too. Not that that's related to the stomach bug, but yeah.